limits of function. And shall we start?
Let's talk about limit of function. How do we get the limit when we talk about the limit of function? Note, using L'Hopital's rule, differentiate separately the numerator and denominator and substitute the value of limit to the variable.
The limit of a function is a way of describing what value a function gets closer to as the input gets closer to a particular number or infinity. Think of it like this. If you have a function f of x and you want to know what happens to f of x when x gets really close to some number, let's say a. The limit tells you the value that f of x approaches.
Evaluate function of limit given x squared minus 4 over x minus 2 when x is approaches to 2. Now you have to substitute the x approaches to 2. Now we have limit x approaches to 2. Now you have to substitute the x approaches to 2. So 2 squared minus 4 over 2 minus 2. Now 2 squared minus 4 is equal to 0, and then 2 minus 2 is equal to 0, so indeterminate. Now you have to apply L'Hopital rule. So limit x is approaches to 2 is equal to 2x over 1. Then limit x approaches to 2, so the answer is 2x. Then again you have to substitute again the x approaches. Limit x approaches to 2 is equal to 2 times 2, so the total is 4. So this is our answer and this is our limit. Evaluate function of limit given x minus 4 over x squared minus x minus 2 when x is approaches to 4. Now using L'Hopital's rule, we have to differentiate the numerator and denominator. Let's put limit x approaches to 4. Now you have to differentiate the numerator x minus 4, so 1. Then the denominator also you have to differentiate x squared minus x minus 2, so 2x minus 1. Now you have to substitute the value x, which is approaches to 4. Limit x approaches to 4. You have to substitute 1 over 2, 4, then minus 1. Now using calculator, you have to put the 1 over 2 times 4, then minus 1. So our limit is 1 over 7. Now this is the answer.
Limit of function y cubed minus 2y plus 7 when y is approaches to 3. Now let's substitute. It's going to be 3 cubed minus 2 times 3, and we're just going to copy the positive 7, so we have plus 7. Now let's simplify. 3 cubed is 27. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and then copy plus 7. This is equal to 28. We have 28. This is our answer. Therefore, the limit of function is 28, which is the answer. Now let's move on. Limit of function y cubed plus 5y minus 1. Y is approaches to negative 2. Now substitute. This is going to be negative 2 cubed plus 5 times negative 2, and copy the negative 1, so minus 1. Now simplify. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. 5 times 2 is negative 10, and copy negative 1, so minus 1. Now this is equal to negative 19. We have the negative 19. So, therefore, the limit of the function is negative 19. Now we know this one. Let's move on for our next example. Limit of function x squared plus 3x minus 5. X is approaches to 4. Now substitute. This is going to be 4 squared plus 3 times 4. Copy the minus 5. Simplify. 4 squared is 16 plus 3 times 4, 12. Copy negative 5. This is equal to 23. We have 23. Now this is our answer. Therefore, the limit of the function is 23. Now, let's move on to another example.
Limit function x squared minus 2x minus 5 when x is approaches to 2. Now you have to substitute the variable x, which is x approaches to 2. Now let's substitute 2 squared minus 2 times 2 minus 5. We have 2 squared minus 2 times 2 minus 5. Now let's subtract 2 squared, so 4. Then copy the sign, then 2 times 2 is equal to 4 also. Then copy the negative 5. Now let's subtract 4 minus 5 is equal to negative 5. Therefore, our limit of function is negative 5. Evaluating limits. We have the given limit of function 5x plus 2 when x is approaches to 2. Now let's simplify. We have the given 5x plus 2. Let's simplify 5. Then let's substitute the x into 2. Then copy the positive 2. So this part you have to multiply 5 times 2 is equal to 10. Then copy the positive 2. So this part you have to add 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. So therefore our limited function is 12. So this is our final answer. Now we have another example about limits. So evaluate limit of function x squared minus 25 over x minus 5 when x is approaches to 5. Now using L'Hopital's rules, you have to differentiate the numerator and the denominator. First, let's differentiate the numerator. So 2x, then negative 25 is a constant, so automatic 0. Now let's proceed to differentiate the denominator. So x minus 5, x is a variable, so automatic there is a 1. Then negative 5 is a constant, so now let's substitute the variable x, which is approaches to 5. Now 2x, so 2, then substitute the x, which is 5, then copy the over 1. Now let's multiply. 2 times 5 is equal to 10, then copy the copy the over 1. Now let's divide 10, divide into 1 is equal to 10. So therefore our limit function is 10. So this is the answer. Now we have another problem about limits. So evaluate limit of function x squared plus 3x minus 4 when x is approaches to 4. Now let's substitute the x is approaches to 4. Now 2x, let's substitute the x into 4, then square, copy squared, then plus 3, substitute the x to 4, then copy the negative 4. So this 4 squared is equal to 16, then copy the positive sign, then 3 times 4 is equal to 12, then copy the negative 4. So this part you have to add 16 plus 12 is equal to 28, then copy the negative 4. Then next you have to subtract also the 28 minus 4, so is equal to 24. Therefore our limited function is 24. So this is the answer. Let's move on to another example of limits. Now we have the given limits of function 18x minus 7 when x is approaches to negative 2. Now we have the given 18x minus 7. Let's simplify. So 18, then x, let's substitute the x which is approaches to negative 2, then copy the negative 7. So this part you multiply 18 times negative 12 is equal to negative 36, then copy the negative 7. So this part you have to subtract the negative 36 minus 7, so the total is negative 43. So therefore our limits of function is 43. So this is our final answer. Limits of function x plus 2 times 4x minus 1 when x is approaches to 3. Now let's evaluate. We have the given x plus 2, then 4x minus 1. Then we have to substitute x substitute, which is approaches to 3, then plus 2 times 4, then the x, let's substitute 3, then minus 1. Manipulate expression. So this is 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then this will become 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Then copy the negative 1. Then next copy 5. Then this part you have to subtract. 12 minus 1 is equal to 11. Now let's multiply. 5 times 11 is equal to 55. Therefore our limited function is 55. Have the given evaluate limit of function 3w squared minus 4w plus 2 over w cubed minus 5 when w is approaches to 2. Now let's evaluate. We have 3w squared minus 4w plus 2 over w cubed minus 5. Now let's substitute w, which is approaches to 2. So 3, substitute the w into 2 squared minus copy 4, then substitute also the w into 2, then copy 2 over substitute 2 cube minus 5. Then let's simplify the numerator. So 3 times 2 squared is equal to 12. Then copy the negative sign. Then 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Then copy positive 2 over. Now let's simplify the denominator. 2 cube is equal to 8. Then copy the negative 5. Now let's simplify. 12 minus 8 plus 2 is equal to 6. Then 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. So let's divide. 6 divided into 3 is equal to 2. Therefore, our limits of function is 2. This is our final answer. The given evaluate limit function x squared plus 3x minus 5 when x is approaches to 4. Now, let's evaluate. We have the given x squared plus 3x minus 5. Then, let's substitute the x which is approaches to 4. So, 4 squared, copy the sign positive, then copy 3, then x, let's substitute into 4, then copy the negative 5. Next, let's simplify. 4 squared is equal to 16 plus 3 times 4 is equal to 12, then copy the negative 5. So let's add 16 plus 12 is equal to 28, then copy the negative 5. Now let's subtract 28 minus 5 is equal to 23. Then therefore our limits of function is 23. So this is our final answer. Giving you an example of limit using Caltex. So we have limit of function x cubed minus 2x plus 7 when x is approaches to 3. Now let's input the given value in your calculator. So let's put x cubed minus 2x plus 7. After we input our given, let's calc 3 plus 1 times 10, then raised to negative 5. Now we were using 3 variable. So we were using 3 because our variable x, which is approaches to 3, that's why I input 3. Then after, let's try to negative. Before that, 3 plus 1 times 10 raised to negative 5 is equal to 28. That's why I put 28. Then now let's try to negative. Now let's try to negative. Same procedure, but we change the positive sign into negative. So we have 3 minus 1 times 10 raised to negative 5 is equal to 28. Now that both of them have same answer, so therefore our limited function is 28. I give you another example about limit using Caltex. So we have limit of function x4 plus 5x plus 6 over x4 plus 5x plus minus 6 when x is approaches to negative 2. Then let's input into calculator x4 plus 5x plus 6 over x4 plus 5x negative 6. After you input the given value in your calculator, let's proceed to calc. Then type negative 2 plus 1 times 10 raised to negative 5. I am using negative 2 because our variable x, which is approaches to 3, that's why I input negative 2. So negative 2 plus 1 times 10 raised to 5 is equal to negative 44443. Then now let's try to negative. Same procedure, but we change. Now let's try to negative. Same procedure, but we change the positive into negative. So we have negative 2 minus 1 times 10 raised to negative 5 is equal to 44445. 44445. So this part, if you have the same answer but different signs, so therefore your limit does not exist. So this is our final answer.